All right, so step 3 is creating a voiceover. So how can you create a voiceover? Well, obviously, like we touched on with the script as well, you could hire somebody to do that. More on that later on in the course if you do decide that you want to outsource and go that route, but the majority of you will not be doing that. So how do you create a voiceover? We just created our script by paraphrasing other successful scripts so that we know that there's a good chance that there's going to be interest on this on YouTube and it's going to potentially get views, obviously over the long haul. You're not going to upload something and it's immediately just going to blow up, especially in the beginning. But we want a bunch of good scripts that we know obviously are around video topics that can pull views on YouTube. So obviously this is going to give us a good chance to do that if we can do a bunch of those. So now the next way to do it is you want to create a voiceover. So like I said, you could pay somebody or you could simply just read it yourself. So you could go a Bitcoin history. It is crucial to understand why Bitcoin was founded in the first place in order to fully comprehend and just record yourself doing it. It's very, very easy, right? For whatever reason, some people don't want their voice on camera or they don't want their voice on a channel. They worry that for whatever reason, somebody might recognize their voice. So if that is you, a simple way to do that is to just take something into Premiere Pro and then alter your voice slightly. Now, there's many ways to do this. You can search how to change and alter your voice in Premiere Pro or in Final Cut Pro, or you can even do it in a free editor like Shotcut. So if you don't have any money and you're unfamiliar with how to do that, you can just alter your voice in Shotcut. Again, all of these tutorials are on YouTube and you can learn them and master them within 5 minutes. So if you do want to record it yourself, right, you don't want to use text to speech, which is what I'm going to show you next. You don't want to hire somebody else to read it. Just read it yourself. It's so easy. And then obviously you can upload yourself with the voiceover. You'll get a lot better at it as you go. And maybe like 4 or 5 of them in, you'll be pretty good at reading voiceovers. And then if for whatever reason you are worried about somebody recognizing your voice, you can then just YouTube how to change your voice in a program like Premiere Pro, a program like Shotcut, a program like Final Cut Pro, or any number of the like iMovie, any number of them will alter voices slightly. And you can just alter your voice very slightly and then nobody will recognize it, okay? Or if you don't want to go that route, you can use text to speech. So there's a number of text to speech softwares out there that I recommend. Obviously, an easy one is Word. So if you just use Microsoft Word, and you can use you highlight it, use the read aloud feature.
A Bitcoin history. It is crucial to understand why Bitcoin was founded in the first place in order to fully comprehend what it is and the value it may add to our world.
And as you can see, it's just going to read it aloud. Then you want to record that automated voice reading it, and then you can use that as your voiceover. Now, a way that you can do that, obviously, record it on your phone, or you can use another computer, or you can plug a microphone into your phone and record it that way. Or the way that I like to do it is use Screencast-O-Matic. I have the paid version of this, but there is a number. You can literally see I record videos all the time using this as script voiceover. So I'm not just telling you that you can do this. I literally do this, okay? There's a free version of this software. I believe it limits you to 10 minutes. So keep that in mind. So you can use the software 100% free. Just go to Screencast-O-Matic, I believe, .com or .org. Just Google Screencast-O-Matic. It's a great software. I've been recommending it for years. And then you want to record it, right? But you want to make sure that in the recorder, you're only solely recording the computer audio, not narration. Because if you record narration, it's going to record not just what's internally on the computer, which is what we want for this example, right? It's also going to record the external microphone. So if you make a noise outside of the computer, if your kid cries, if someone rings your doorbell, it's going to capture all that. That's not what you want. So this way you can be screaming at your computer and the text to speech, it's not going to matter. It's only going to record the text to speech. So cancel out narration, right? Make sure that you have narration as none and it's X'd out, and then make sure computer audio is on, and then you're going to record. And then once it drops down, you're simply going to highlight it and right click and read aloud. And then as you'll see, it'll start going through the read aloud process. If it doesn't, obviously, then right click again, make sure that it does. And then you just want to simply record this and then take it in again to an editor. You can use the YouTube editor, which is free. You can also use Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, iMovie, Shotcut is free. There's a number of video editors out there, and then you can obviously just overlay that. So all you basically want to do is you want to cut out the very beginning. So let me show you really fast. If we record this, let's record another one. We're going to highlight this. We're going to record. Make sure it's highlighted. Then we're going to right click on it and click read aloud. And obviously we can't hear it right now, but the computer audio is recording. Listen.
Comprehend what it is and the value it may.
Okay, but I muted it, so it doesn't matter because it's still reading internally in the computer. So I can literally have a long script and then go about my life and just have this record as a voiceover automatically, and I don't have to do anything about it. So I'm going to pause it here, and basically what you want to do now is you want to save it. I'm going to stop the recording here. There we go. And then you're going to save it as a video file. And you'll see that there's a long lull here in the beginning that you don't want. And obviously, if you leave it go, there's going to be a long lull at the end. So an easy way that you can do it is you just drag it in here to the beginning, drag it in there at the end, and then save it, okay? And then publish it, and then it should cut that out. Another easy way to do that is you could just take the entire thing into a program, like I said before, like one of those editing programs. There's a number of free ones online, or you can use Adobe Premiere Pro like I do, Final Cut Pro, iMovie, Shotcut is free. And then you just want to basically take that file in. This is exactly what I do. You're going to come over here. You're going to clip out the beginning so that there's no fluff in there, which I already did, but I'm just showing you, right? And then you want to clip out the end so that there's no fluff in there, and then export it as an MP3. If you don't understand how to do this, you don't need to. You can, again, when you're recording, you just drag the thing over and then save it, drag the thing over to the end and then save it, and then it will cut all that out for you. I'm just showing you a different way in case you want to know, okay? You don't need to know any of this. Save it as an MP3, export it as whatever you want to call it. Obviously, this will be like test, export, blah, 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 save it whatever you want, and then export it. And now you have your video voiceover. And now what you want to do is you're going to create graphics. Now, another way that you can use it is go to TTS Reader. That's another free online text-to-speech reader that's pretty good. This, again, will record for you, so you don't have to worry about any of that. It will then give it to you, so you don't have to use a recorder like Screencast-O-Matic and actually record the voice. It will do all of this for you. And there's also a number of voices in here that you can choose from. So there's a couple of English voices as a man. There's a couple of English voices as a female. There's also many other voices in other language. If you want to do other languages, that works as well. And basically what you want to do is you just copy the script, you paste it in a TTS reader. You can go fast, you can slow it down, you can go really, really fast, whatever you want. And then you want to just record it. Now, the how to use TTS Reader is so easy. It literally tells you what you want to do, and then you're just going to record. And it will start reading for you. You want to make sure that you have it automatically synced to the cloud, and then you want to highlight it and then go entire screen, and it should just start reading. And now that it's recording, you want to press play.
In order to fully comprehend what it is and the value it may add to our world.
And obviously, this is going faster, so you can slow it down if you want. And that's basically how you want to use TTS Reader. It's really, really easy. Again, I personally like Word. I've used TTS Reader in the past. There's a bunch of good sounding people on here. Now, I don't use this as much anymore. I used this in the beginning, but I found that I feel like the Word lady sounds a little bit better, but a lot of people do that, right? So you want to find one that doesn't sound as generic as other people so that your voice can be a little bit different than other channels, right? So there's many out there. Just use the text-to-speech reader and make sure it sounds, somewhat legitimate. And that's another way that you can use voiceovers automatically if you don't want to read it yourself, right? Or if you don't want to hire.